Have you been seeing the price of Polkadot skyrocket recently? And you're wondering, what is Polkadot and is it a good investment? If so, this video is for you. Hi, this is Brandon with Crypto Trades and Tech. And today we're going to dive in and oversimplify the Polkadot technology, what its use case is, what its market potential is, and look at some price levels. Now, the rabbit hole on exactly what Polkadot is versus Cosmos or Ethereum 2.0 gets very, very deep, very, very fast. So I'm going to try to oversimplify this as much as possible for you. But taking a look here at Polkadot's main webpage, you'll see initially it looks like Polkadot is aimed at cross-blockchain communication. And while that's true, I made the mistake myself of early on thinking that that was the focus of the project, was to enable communication between existing major blockchains like, say, Ethereum and Bitcoin and Tezos. And you would also think that maybe the main competitor to Polkadot would be like a Cosmos, but when you really look into the project, there's a lot more to it than just interchain communication. Now, in my link video, I discussed how the market potential for Chainlink is larger than the market potential for Polkadot or Cosmos because the communication and total market share of communicating from the rest of the world into the cryptocurrency ecosphere is much larger than within the cryptocurrency ecosphere. However, if you put Polkadot in that niche vertical alone, you'd be missing a large portion of what Polkadot is trying to do. So one of the main things that you might miss is the fact that they have something called their Substrate, which is basically a software development kit for developers. Now, before we talk about the components of the main Polkadot ecosystem, let's talk about what the Substrate is. Here I've pulled up Substrate.io, and you can see here that a Substrate comes with everything you need to build your blockchain. Use Substrate as palettes to easily create what you want or craft your own custom logic. Either way, Substrate makes building a blockchain far faster, easier, and safer than ever before. Okay, so the analogy of what Substrate is, the best analogy I can come up with, it's like Etsy for blockchain developers. It gives them everything they need to quickly get up and running for their project. So if you're trying to make a specific product to sell to the market, you don't need to know a lot about web development and e-commerce to be able to quickly light up and start selling on Etsy. You can build your own space fairly easily. So kind of think of Substrate as that level. Now, when you think about it, if you're going to build your own site, it would be nice to be interconnected with larger platforms as well that would let you sell your services in a broader way. So when you think about interconnecting, you don't want to just be able to build your own little website and it be out there alone. You want to be able to sell your products on a much larger set of sites, say Amazon. So that's where the rest of the Polkadot ecosystem comes into play. And so when I look at Polkadot and I start to really think about the market potential, I think of Polkadot as kind of a hybrid Shopify and Etsy of the cryptocurrency space. Now, the core elements of Polkadot are, first, the core orchestration engine is the relay chain. And that's the one main thing to understand. And this can get kind of technical, but at the end of the day, you can think of the relay chain as kind of a flight control system. All right, I've pulled up a very crude whiteboard here to try to illustrate this a little bit. So on this very left over here, you can think of this as the substrate. So the substrate is a bunch of building blocks that developers can use. And then developers can pull whatever elements that they feel that they need to build their blockchain. Now, as a developer pulls in these elements to build their own parachain, this parachain connects to and as additional parachains are added, they're all orchestrated by the relay chain. Now, selected validators actually run in this relay chain and are responsible for securing the network, which also makes security for developers. So really, it's a shared security model, again, simplifying security for individual projects hooking into the Polkadot ecosystem. All right, one more common question that comes up is the difference between Polkadot and Kusama. So I've got pulled up here the wiki.polkadot and the article on learning Kusama. What are the differences? You see here, Kusama was released as an early version of the same code to be used in Polkadot. And they intend for these to be completely different communities. As you see here, over time, the networks will evolve independently, converging or diverging according to the decisions of their respective communities. Now, here's the key differences. The main Polkadot network should be used for high stability, high security use cases, for example, enterprise and B2B applications, financial applications, high value applications. Now, the Kusama network, on the other hand, provides a low barrier to entry for parachain deployment, In other words, it's going to be less expensive to get on the Kusama network, and it'll always be the leading technology. So the use cases for this are early stage startups, experiments, applications that don't require robust security, and pre-production environments for Polkadot. So say you wanted to develop on Polkadot, but you had to work some things out first. You might start with the Kusama network to get things figured out, and then once your project is well underway, then you can move to the main Polkadot network. All right, lastly, let's look at some price levels here. Now, as you can see here today, the price of Polkadot is skyrocketing versus the US dollar, so maybe I was a little bit late. I had intended to get this video out earlier, maybe a little bit late, but I'm going to draw some key levels on here. You can see we blasted through a couple of levels already. Now, people might think, all right, Polkadot's already run up a lot, but when you consider Polkadot versus Bitcoin and the moves Bitcoin has made, while Polkadot has moved quite a bit on USD, it actually has a lot of room to go on the Bitcoin chart. So I still think it's a great buy long term, especially if you're just going to hold it for the duration of this market cycle, or even just permanently hold it and stake. There's really good staking rewards on Polkadot right now. Now, from a trading perspective, we've broken some very key levels here, and you can see we've broken up above this last bit of resistance I had, and it's now wanting to confirm as support. If I go down to the 8 hour, our last entry was, we had an entry here, and then we had a potential entry as you broke out, retest down here, came back out and broke back above this level. So now we've taken out this level, call it 29,500 Satoshis, and we're pushing up. If you're wanting to place a trade on this, at this point, I'd be waiting for it to come back into this 29,000 level and then resume off of here. So say we break up to about 31 or so, and then it retraces back down. As soon as we take out that prior price bar, the closing price, this would be a conquer the market style trade. This would be another good entry. Now, I currently do have a trade on. I do have take profit levels marked in yellow here for me on that trade. So I might take a little bit of profit coming into this 36,000 Satoshi level and move my stop loss up to profit somewhere over here. And then as we come into this 56,000 level, I might probably look to take the majority of my trade off at that point. All right, this is Brandon with Crypto Trades and Tech. Once again, if you like the content, please consider a like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or feedback. If you like the Polkadot project, if you've already been invested in it, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experience and your thoughts on this particular project. It's quickly growing in my list, and I will be adding it to my recommended hold list for 2021 as well.